So this video is for electroblotting, and here you can see the equipment we need to get started at the beginning. We've got our membrane, we've got 3 boxes, forceps and some blotting buffer. First thing we do is to add ethanol to a box, and this allows us to wet the PVDF membrane. This is a hydrophobic membrane, so we just need a little bit of alcohol. In the second box we're going to add deionized water, maybe 0.5 centimeter or 1 centimeter. And into the third box we're going to put our 1x blotting buffer, something similar amount. So here's the PVDF membrane. It's stored between blue sheets. We want the white part from the middle, and this is going to get placed into the ethanol here, and you can see that it's being wetted. It turns grey. This doesn't happen in water. We're going to shake off the excess and then rinse the ethanol by putting this membrane into the second box, which contains water. Give it a little swish so that it sinks. The water is exchanged for the ethanol. And then finally, same thing again, remove the excess water, and then we go into the 1x blot. This contains methanol. And again, shake it. This now goes onto the rocking platform, as does the camera. The alcohol can be poured back into the container. Sometimes it's used for cleaning things. And here is our gel. Gel is now finished running. So we're going to turn off the power supply, ka-chunk, remove the lid by pushing down on the posts with our thumbs, and open the clips that hold the gel into the assembly there. Going to lift up the gel and then wash the bubbles off the surface. These bubbles are from SDS, the detergent in the buffer, and we want to wash away detergent so that our proteins will stick properly to the PVDF membrane. Once the bubbles have been washed, we're going to go over to the other bench, pour again some blotting buffer into a box, and we're going to use a ruler to split the plates. We take out the spacer and then put the ruler, the sharp edge, into the rounded corner of the gel plates and gently twist. This allows us to separate the plates carefully to figure out which one the gel is stuck to. Next thing we do is to trim off the excess gel from first the right hand side, ka-chunk, and then the left hand side of the gel. And we're also going to trim most of the lanes. These wiggly lines at the top here can get in the way during the transfer, so we're going to push those off. And then the gel gets transferred by lifting it and allowing it to fall downhill into the 1x transfer buffer. This again goes onto the rocking platform. This is going to be running at a low speed, maybe number 3, and you can see the membranes on the left. Next step is to set up the transfer. So we have the machine, we have a plastic roller there, we've got some gloves to protect us from the methanol, and we're going to start by removing the safety cover, flip it over, put it to the side, and then the inner electrode plate, which flips over again, put that one down. We take 2 boxes, one has the gel or gels, and one has the membrane or membranes for 2 gels or more. And next thing we need is Whatman 3mm paper. This is absorbent cellulose paper to hold the buffer that we need. We're counting out 4 or 5 pieces, the extra one goes back, and we're going to dip this material. So it has a long direction and a shorter direction. We want to put it parallel to the machine, so the slightly longer side is running left to right, and the shorter side is up and down. So we put it down onto the surface, and we're going to use our plastic roller here to remove any bubbles from underneath and also squidge out any excess liquid. So we need 3 layers of the Whatman paper on the bottom. This is the second one. Again, lay it on top and remove bubbles. And the third one. It doesn't have to be done fast. Slow is sometimes better. Line it up carefully, get the roller and squidge. Next thing is the membrane. So the membrane has a notch cut in the bottom left, and we want that to be the bottom left. The long side is left to right as before. We lay this on, and once again we use the roller to remove any bubbles trapped beneath. The bubbles will stop the protein's transfer. Next we need the gel, so we're going to carefully handle the gel by the lower portion, which is thicker and firmer, and then we lay this down on top of the membrane, and again we're going to use the roller here to make sure that any bubbles or bulges are squashed flat and removed. Finally we need 2 more pieces of the Whatman paper on top. Shake off the excess, line it up, and we're going to use the ruler to squidge one way and then hold it and squidge to the other, and then final piece of paper coming up. Again, roll to the right and roll to the left. We're going to remove the excess liquid so that the current flows through the membrane and the paper, and we're going to apply the electrode, make sure the white clips engage in the posts, and then the safety cover, push down firmly, and then we're going to plug this thing in. So it goes over to the bench. We're going to unplug the leads for the protein gel that's already finished, and we're going to plug in, these are a little bit tight, plug in the connections for the transfer machine, turn on the power supply, and then we're going to go to F5, which is pre-programmed for single gel transfer. So we have 25 volts, 200 milliamps, and 50 something, 45 minutes. So we're going to press run, and if we press F, we can switch the light back to the V setting to show the volts as they increase, as we can see here. Okay, that's now current. So here's volts, and we're done.